Here's the UFO story. It was relayed to me by one of the viewers. It says that it happened to her son and his wife while driving in Colorado back in 2001. They were on a country road at night, and suddenly they saw something fly out overhead. The car came to a stop and stopped running. Apparently what they had was one object directly over the top of the car that split into three objects, then turned around back into a single object and took off again. During the period of time that thing was overhead, all electrical went dim. They attempted to try to restart the car, and they could not. They were basically scared out of their wits. They had no idea what was happening. They just sat there looking up, being frightened as all get out, and kept trying to start the car over and over and over. Finally, all the lights came back on, the car started like nothing was wrong, and they drove home, completely baffled and confused. So, this whole thing about UFOs stopping operation on vehicles, automobiles, trucks, and so on. Now, it seems pretty much to be isolated to reports that are actually on roads of some sort, in conventional type vehicles. I mean, we have reports of trucks, cars. I believe there are some I have also seen about motorcycles too, but I've never heard of such a thing off the top of my head on airplanes or other things like that. I don't recall hearing about a train being stopped. Now there are some stories about trains and collisions with these things, I guess, aircraft too. But yeah, this whole thing with it's pretty much automobiles where suddenly, I guess, an electromagnetic pulse or something just shuts down everything. Now, it doesn't happen in every circumstance where a UFO will approach a vehicle at close range. I have personally been within a few hundred feet of a UFO in a vehicle that was running, and the vehicle did not shut down. I think these acts are mostly intentional for whatever reason. The creatures that run these craft are actually doing this. This is something they're doing to us. It doesn't happen inadvertently. Now, it is possible that there are certain type of craft out there that actually will, by their nature, do this. But I personally can say that I've been close enough to these things, and my sister-in-law also, so close she got pushed off the road. It did not turn off her ignition. Okay, so a lot of times when you look at these stories where the lights go dim and the car stops, they'll be missing time. Yeah, missing time is very common when it comes to ignition failure with automobiles and UFOs. The missing time generally implies that they may have been abducted, that there's, and memories are wiped. So it's a possibility, although it's very unreliable as far as people's recollections. When they pull it back under hypnosis, who knows, But that's where actually most of the abduction comes from, although there is abduction evidence that seems to indicate, memory, period. Not repressed, but actually they remember what happened. I believe Travis Walton maybe is one. Well, at least in Travis's case, his buddies watched him get pulled into the saucer. All right, so he had witnesses that he'd been abducted. And he had missing time a few days. In the movie, at least, I think he shows up quivering, naked, and senseless in some other town. Yeah, nice guys, Well, what a thing to do to somebody. Sounds like a Boy Scout prank. Well, yeah, well, you know, it's kind of interesting for those of us who have these experiences, you know, they're real. Okay, yeah, we don't argue about it. There's something going on here. We're not alone. It's the idea that we're alone is silly. Right, Gracie? No, we're never alone. I got my cat. She's right here. Right, Gracie? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's an illusion. You know, it's this homocentric behavior that we tend to have, that humans are the center of the universe and end all be all of creation, you know. Yeah, it's not really true. Yeah, we're slowly getting used to the fact that we're probably not alone around here, and we're probably not the highest form of life in the universe either. It's coming around. It's another evolution in human consciousness. It'll take a couple of thousand more years, you know, just like Jesus. It's going to take a while. It'll soak in though, and eventually we'll understand. Okay, that's another one of them Halloween stories, folks. Y'all hang loose.